Right.
Now, when Nibiru was in our solar system, and in the inception of creation, the moon broke off from planet Earth, which basically put a split. It was a dimensional split that took place. So that's when they projected the black sun inside the planet where the Grand Canyon is at to basically revitalize the infrastructure of planet Earth. So the moon, like I said, the moon and Tiamat, planet Earth, planet Kai, whatever you want to call it, they were basically working in harmony. They was like conjoined together at one point in time. So the moon that you see in our solar system right now is a quantum celestial megastructure. It's a satellite that controls the binary code system of the matrix, and it was towed into our solar system by draconian reptilians from planet Jupiter, right? Because we all know that Jupiter is also known as, it's a gas planet, it's the king planet. So they towed that quantum satellite inside of this simulation to control the energy and the frequency and the vibration of humans. Now, when you have two moons, or whatever you want to call it, whatever celestial megastructure you want to call it, when you have two moons in our atmosphere, that is going to amplify the emotional energy to where you're going to have the lunar frequency is going to turn people into lunatics. So the emotional energy on the planet is going to heighten during the time of September 29th. So it doesn't really matter if it's another moon. It can be, like I said, it could be Nibiru. But we all know that the vibrational frequency of Nibiru has the ability to amplify the energy of the moon that we already have in our solar system.
Wow. So this moon is going to be in our atmosphere at the same time Jupiter is squaring the circle, one of the planets, yes. And that's Jupiter's moon. So they're like, they're like reunited.
Yes,
almost.
So, like I said, but this second moon, you could say that it's the resurgence of the original moon. Right. It's called the planet Shesky, but the moon that we have in our solar system right now is a simulator, and it operates off fractions of light from the star Polaris. So that's when you get into the Freemasonic aspect of it, when you go into the black sun, because it operates on cymatic frequencies of light, because the black sun is basically the supersonic battery to planet Earth or to Mother Nature.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, I actually put up a post on Instagram. I'm going to work on a documentary next year about the black sun. And do you think the black sun is going to play more of an important role moving into the age of Aquarius? Like, what role does it play as far as Earth is concerned during the age of Aquarius? Because we every time we hear about it, it's always associated with Hitler and the Nazis. Right. So people stay away from it because of that association. So what can you tell me about the black sun moving toward the age of Aquarius?
The black sun is our science, because that is basically the dark matter energy. So when you have the Etherian frequencies from the Etherian cosmic mother, you got the 9 noble gases that collaborates with the frequencies of the black sun. You got carbon, lithium, sulfur, helium, hydrogen, exon, radon, argon, and krypton. And those Etherian frequencies is going to collaborate with planet Earth, and it collaborates with the black sun. The black sun, like I said, is basically the brain cells of planet Earth that is also connected to the global atmospheric circulation. So that global atmospheric circulation is basically going to activate the brain cells of planet Earth to where it causes seismic activity in certain chakra points of planet Earth. So now we transition into the year of 2025, which is the 9th year, which is the year of completion. While at the same time, it's the year of the cosmic serpent. When you have the cosmic serpent activated, it's not only acclimated to the consciousness of the neuroendocrine transducer, it's also connected to the fact that the planet is going through an ascension process. Now you fast forward, go all the way back into April 8th, the solar eclipse that took place. That was the resurgence of the black sun. It passed off an energy to the geographical landmasses of America, which was basically the precursor to an omen when you're talking about the fall of Babylon or the fall of Rome. So the solar eclipse went through 9 cities called Nineveh. Nineveh is another nomenclature title for America. Now, when you go to Jonah chapter 3, verse 4, it talks about that Nineveh shall be overthrown, which is basically America, because the ancient cities in America are basically older than the ones in the East. So Nineveh shall be overthrown. And the solar eclipse the black sun went through 9 cities called Nineveh. Nineveh is another word for 9. 9 is a representation of completion, which is finality of the system, the fall of Babylon. So when you break down the etymology of the word Jonah, it means dove. A dove is basically the ascension process. That's what it basically represents, because it's the trilateral connection of the triune brain and the three suns. Wow, because so this is all coincides with the Hopi prophecy of the red star Kachina, the blue star Kachina, and the yellow sun that's in our atmosphere. Now, when you go all the way back to the four gas giant planets, it's going to create a triangular configuration on October 24th, which is a Tesla angular radiation that's going to amplify the Schumann resonance spike. So the energies that's basically setting the tone and the frequency for the 9-year in 2025 is already here. So whatever is going to happen, it has to happen now.
Wow. So with that, and this is what I asked a lot of the guests that's been coming on lately, with the election, how does all of this play out in terms of the election? What do you think will happen with the election in America as a result of all of this astrological and cosmological happenings that's occurring?
Well, spiritual wickedness has been controlled by the planet. Now, when you go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, and chapter 9, verse 24, is wickedness in high places, and the world be given to the hands of the wicked. So spiritual wickedness has reached its apex and its limitations on planet Earth. So that's why we got to go through the transitional shift. So that's why I said you cannot have a patriarchal patrilineal system of democracy in a sun cycle, because the sun cycle is being controlled by the matriarch, which is a republic. So so it's not a coincidence that the republic is basically causing resistance against the United Nations. So since when you have the unification process of the United Nations, that's basically denoting the fact that it's going to be something taking place where it's not going to be an election, because FEMA, as they said a couple of weeks ago, they're preparing for the big one. What is the big one? Because when Donald Trump signed that National Declaration of Emergency Act, that basically gave full validity to FEMA to take over the militarized groups over the continuity of government. So whatever's supposed to happen, is going to activate martial law. So like I said, they preparing for the big one. And in my opinion, that can be some type of earthquake on the West Coast or something like that. So all this stuff right now is, it's divine intervention, and it's based on the timeline of eschatology, which is the science of the end times. So all this stuff is not a coincidence.